Unfortunate news. Devin Booker goes off for 33 points. Chris Paul hits 3 clutch shots, 1 questionable, but 3 clutch shots nonetheless. And a familiar face for all Knicks fans to remember. Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges. 21 points. 9 games in a row the Knicks won. And then we have this big game against not just a team in the Western Conference, not just a team in the NBA, the second best team in the NBA in the Phoenix Suns. And to be quite honest with you, to only lose by 8 points, especially in a game that we were winning the majority of the time without our 2 best players, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, playing really that well in today's game, to me that's a plus. But Derrick Rose gives us good minutes. Emmanuel Quickly gives us another solid night. Hell, Obi Toppin gives us another solid night. There's positives to take away from this game. And we're going to talk about that in this video. So without further ado, run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? Your boy CK2K here. Welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm on my Danny B tip today. By the time I get back, it's gonna be a little too late for me to record this episode, so I figured I'd record it on the go and edit it as soon as I get the chance to for today's video. Fun fact, we're actually about to get a car wash, so paying for my car wash now, y'all. Y'all want to come with me for this, so we paying together. Bet you ain't never been in a YouTube video where they're getting a car wash. All right, yeah, that was too loud in there, so figured it would make sense to get to record this in there. On my Danny B tip today, shout out to my man Danny B. Link is going to be in the description. Go check him out. The dude is great with his knowledge, great with his content, and great with his recap of what happened the following night. So, like I said, shout out to my guy. Make sure you go check him out, Danny B. On that same note, last night was rough, but it wasn't. It was good until it wasn't. That's the best way I can put it. Because let's be real, the Knicks went out and started the game hot. Defensively, offensively, everywhere on the court, we were on a tear. We played really well last night, making sure that we moved the ball. I felt like DeAndre Ayton's presence in the paint helped us out, to be completely honest, because we know that Elfrid Payton is one that goes to the hoop and tends to force up some shots that don't always go in. He makes some good ones. He has some good attempts. In words of Anthony MSG, he says that Elfrid Payton has the best missed layup package of anybody in the NBA. And with all the shade aside, he's not wrong, because Elfrid Payton will go up to the hoop and he takes a lot of layups, but he doesn't come out with making a lot of them. All that being said, with DeAndre Ayton's presence in the paint, I feel like that forced Elfrid Payton to play a better version of his game that I've always been asking for him to play, and that's moving the ball. And I bring up all this Elfrid Payton conversation because I'm gonna talk about Elfrid Payton towards the end of the video. Derrick Rose is hitting his shots when he checked in instantly. Everybody that was supposed to be making the shots were making their shots. Everybody was a shot maker in this game. And the defense was holding up to the point where we were keeping them all, Chris Paul wasn't really doing much until the second half. Cameron Johnson wasn't doing much until the second half. Mikal Bridges wasn't doing much until the second half. It was only Devin Booker that was keeping them afloat. And that's the difference between a superstar, an all-star level player, and, a team without that. You know what I mean? Because of Devin Booker's great play throughout the entire game, it gave the Suns that opportunity to then find their shots. In the Chris Pauls, the Cam Johnsons, all those other players, it gave them the chance to find their shots so they'd be able to be more valuable, more useful as they were in that second half. So with that being said, the Knicks slowed down in that second quarter. We still seemed like we had our foot on the gas a bit. RJ Barrett was playing another great game with that second unit. Was really enjoying that. I haven't really got the time to talk about that. I'm probably gonna talk about that in more depth in a future video as the playoffs come around the corner. But RJ Barrett, yet again, another good game with the second unit. Derrick Rose threw one of the Knicks' first and only rare outlet passes for the team, and it looked tremendous. It was a touchdown pass to Obi Toppin. We were just firing on all cylinders in that first half, but you can start to see the signs of what was to come in the second half as the Suns were starting to make their shots and starting to look a little bit more decent in that second quarter. So the Knicks going into the half with a lead, and a lot of us are feeling good. And we're also looking over and we're seeing the Pistons taking care of business against the Atlanta Hawks, and everything was good. But the second half is where things got a little sketchy. Devin Booker was continuing to make shots. Chris Paul's shot was starting to go down. We saw, like I said, all the names, the normal suspects, and Mikal Bridges was one of the bigger names that he was doing his thing last night, making it look easy on so many different shots. You see the energy was there, and, you know, he's a good team player. To me, he's like what Reggie Bullock is for us, but younger. You know what I mean? He's a great two-way player. He can make the shots, good offensively, but what his bread and butter is defense, and he's locking us down and doing a good job defensively, and you saw that kick in the second half. So the reason why I brought up Elfrid Payton earlier on is because of the fourth quarter. It seemed like the substitutions and the fatigue was starting to catch up with the team. Derrick Rose played the majority of the third quarter to the point where he played, if not all, the majority of the fourth quarter. I think he actually played the entire fourth quarter, which, as great as Derrick Rose has played in the last few games in this win streak, that's not a good idea. I don't know how I feel about Derrick Rose playing an entire quarter to close out stretches. I understand we all want to see him start. We all want to see him play more minutes. But I don't know if Derrick Rose is at a level right now where he can be playing full quarters, especially the final quarter of a game. Like, he definitely should have played the majority of the quarter. I'm not going to argue against that. But I don't think he should have played that entire fourth quarter, because you could see within the last 5 minutes, even though Derrick Rose was still making sure he was hitting some key shots defensively, you can see him looking a little bit tired, looking a little bit slow, which is where Chris Paul was able to just work. Chris Paul just was able to do all the things that Chris Paul does. We tried to switch, all kinds of stuff, but it was a little too late. And you can see that the gas, it got the best of us. We looked winded. So I bring up Elfrid Payton because last night was one of those games where Elfrid Payton, I feel like, didn't really get in his own way. So he would have been okay with a good 2-minute spurt in the beginning of that fourth quarter, 2-3 minute spurt. Hopefully go out there and continue to move the ball the way he was doing in the first half, and then give Derrick Rose that break that is needed to go into the final minutes of that quarter. Because I feel like that's really what killed us more than anything else. Our shot stopped hitting at the wrong time, and Derrick Rose just looked gassed. I mean, he was still making some tremendous shots and doing what Derrick Rose does, but you could just tell he was gassed on the court, and we need him more. He's probably just as valuable, in a sense, if not more valuable than a lot of the other players on our team that's not named RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. But other than that, ultimately the Knicks just took their foot off of the gas, and we need this lesson for the playoffs. We have people talking about us possibly being a second-round team, going to second round, hell, even contending to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, which I feel like are all realistic possibilities. We saw in this game the tale of two Knicks, you know what I mean? We saw yet another game where the Knicks scored 55-plus points in the first half. This is a team that we knew what our identity is defensively, but we're still trying to figure out what kind of offensive team we are, especially with Alec Burks out. And we've continued to show in these last few games when Alec Burks is not playing that once we move the ball, we can be a good scoring team. So only imagine how much that is going to be leveled up when Alec Burks does come back in the rotation. So to be real with you guys, and I've been saying this, I've said this for almost 2-3 years now on this channel, ball movement is the best key to winning basketball games in the NBA and scoring the basketball. When we go into the ISO play, and we saw Julius Randle unfortunately default to that a little bit because of the double teaming, you see that we don't look as well-oiled and as fluid on offense as we did to begin the game. And I don't mean to bring him up in this video, but that is one of the main reasons why I am campaigning so hard for Lonzo Ball, because I know a lot of you guys are looking to get that kind of that point guard to be our starting point guard, go out there and give us points and blah, 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 blah. That's not what we need. This team plays better when we move the ball. We saw that yesterday. It was a community affair from the team. You know what I mean? The Knicks, when we play as a community, when we score by community, when we score by, you know, everybody doing their little piece, we just play so much better. Like I said, it was a tale of two halves in this game, where I felt like the first half was a majority of that. We were getting all our points by moving the ball and everybody getting their piece. And in the second half, because of fatigue and because of, you know, players playing so many minutes and forcing the issues and double teams and stuff like that, we saw a little bit more one-on-one play in that fourth quarter, and it killed us because we don't have that Devin Booker to do the one-on-one play. We don't have that Chris Paul to do the one-on-one play. So that's just my opinion. Ball movement is key, and with fatigue, it forces us to not do that. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But those are my 2 cents, man. I really feel like this was definitely a winnable game. I mean, obviously with us playing how well we played in that first half, and you know, showing that we can yet again compete against one of the best teams in the NBA. This is becoming a theme for us, but the problem is we need to close the deal against these teams. We can talk about all we want. You know, the Knicks competed against the 76ers a couple of times. The Knicks competed against the Nets the last few times. Blah, 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 blah. Nets compete against the Suns, whoever the team is. We've competed against the best in the league, but now we have to make sure we seal the deal when we're in these games. We have to make sure that the Knicks don't only compete, but we win these games. That's what's more important than anything else. I can sit here and talk about Julius Randle and RJ Barrett not having. They're bound to have off games. It's allowed. We have to also remember the Phoenix Suns are also, just like us, one of the best defensive teams in the league right now. Shout out to Monty Williams. So we're gonna have games like this, but I still think we could have won this game even with the games that came from Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, because they were doing enough to the point that we were playing as well as we did. But like I said, once we got to the point of fatigue, and once we got to the point of, you know, trying to play ISO ball in that fourth quarter, we beat ourselves. We shot ourselves in the foot, and we weren't as aggressive as we should have been. So even with their bad games, I'm not going to put that to blame. And there's no real blame besides the entire team. I'm not going to point at Tom Thibodeau. I'm not going to point at Alfred Payton like a lot of you guys want to. This was a team thing. We started this game off hot as a team, and we didn't close it out as the same way. And we got it. We have to be better with that, and that's the lesson from this game. And now we need to take those tools from what we learned in this game, film room, film session, all that stuff, and carry that over into the following games. I understand our 9-game streak is over, or what could have been 10-game streak is not there. But we got the Bulls tomorrow. We have a stretch of games here, Bulls, Rockets, and a few other games that we can win going into our road trip. We have a good shot of keeping this 4th seed and, hell, competing for this 3rd seed. But again, that's completely up to the Bucks. We just have to make sure we handle our business and win the games that we need to win here with these next few games. Our final leg of the season coming up. What's your guys' thoughts? How are you guys feeling about this game? Are you with me in the fact that this was a community effort? This was, you know, the Knicks play so much better when the ball is moving, when the ball is fizzing around, when the ball is going in the hands of the hot hand and going in the hands of the right player, rather than trying to play hero ball, all-star basketball, because that's just not our identity? Or do you think that RJ Barrett needed to do more, Julius Randle needed to do more in order for us to win? There's no way we could win without them playing. I want to know all you guys' thoughts about that in the comments below. But new game tomorrow against the Chicago Bulls. Shout out to everybody that showed love over on Knicks Fan TV. Yet again, I was filling in for CP last night as he was at the game. I had a lot of fun over there, and you guys know I'm over there every night anyways, but appreciate all the love over there. I see the TK crew going over. It means a lot. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Join the Discord. Link is in the description below. People, all love to you guys. Yet again, I'm on my Danny B tip out here trying to be safe driving. I'm hands-free, so you know what it is. Making sure I'm paying attention to the road while talking to you guys. But I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all be easy. Let's get it. See you guys in the next game tomorrow. Hopefully another video tomorrow. No, there will be another video tomorrow. I'm out of here. All right, peace.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.